Welcome to the all-new Hoop Nova, your ultimate source for everything basketball.
LeBron James's latest career decision has sparked one of the biggest debates in basketball. For weeks, fans, analysts, and insiders tried to figure out what was really driving his choice. Some believed it was about family. Others thought it was business opportunities, lifestyle, or even preparing for life after basketball. But when everything settled, one message stood above the rest. LeBron still wants to win. According to his announcement, this wasn't about signing the biggest contract or choosing the most comfortable destination. At this stage of his legendary career, another championship is the only prize that truly matters. With 4 NBA titles already on his resume, LeBron is chasing something even greater. One more championship that could strengthen his place in basketball history. Throughout the offseason, rumors spread that LeBron was carefully evaluating every possible situation. Reports claimed he wanted a roster capable of competing immediately, and even explored whether teams could acquire some of his closest former teammates. Names like Kyrie, Irving, and Anthony Davis quickly entered the conversation. Several insiders suggested LeBron hoped to reunite with one of them before making his final decision. Those reports were quickly denied by LeBron's camp. Rich Paul publicly rejected the idea that LeBron was trying to pressure teams into making blockbuster trades. Other respected reporters echoed those denials, insisting that LeBron wasn't demanding roster changes behind the scenes. However, more reports continued to surface, suggesting there was genuine interest in reuniting with familiar stars. Whether every rumor was accurate remains uncertain, but it reinforced something fans have believed for years. LeBron always wants to maximize his chances of winning immediately. Winning, however, may not be the entire story. Throughout his career, LeBron has constantly been judged not only by the number of championships he wins, but also by how those championships are earned. Every title has been compared to Michael Jordan's legacy. Every finals appearance has been debated endlessly. That creates another layer to this decision. If LeBron joins an already established contender, critics will argue that he simply jumped onto another talented roster. But if he becomes the driving force behind another championship, especially at this stage of his career, the narrative changes dramatically. That's why this opportunity is so fascinating. If Philadelphia reaches the top with LeBron leading the way, it would create a historic achievement unlike anything the NBA has seen before. Winning championships with multiple franchises is already incredibly rare. Leading 4 different organizations to NBA titles would place LeBron in completely uncharted territory. Age only makes the challenge even greater. As LeBron enters his 24th NBA season, very few players in league history have remained elite for this long. Most superstars begin declining long before reaching their 40s. Yet LeBron continues, producing all-star numbers while competing against players young enough to have grown up watching him. Comparisons with Michael Jordan naturally follow. Jordan's final NBA chapter with Washington never produced another championship or even a playoff appearance. LeBron now has an opportunity to accomplish something no aging superstar has ever managed, remaining the centerpiece of a legitimate championship contender deep into his 40s. Philadelphia offers exactly that opportunity. Surrounded by stars such as Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Jaylen Brown, the roster would instantly become one of the NBA's most talented starting lineups. When healthy, every player can impact the game in different ways, creating one of the league's most balanced teams. The Eastern Conference also presents a more manageable road than the Western Conference. While nothing is guaranteed in today's NBA, avoiding the loaded Western playoff bracket could improve the team's championship chances. Another interesting aspect is LeBron's contract. Instead of chasing maximum salary, he reportedly accepted a team-friendly structure that gives Philadelphia additional financial flexibility. In today's NBA, every dollar matters under the league's restrictive salary cap rules. Championship teams often rely on elite players accepting less money so organizations can build deeper rosters around them. Recent champions have shown exactly how valuable financial flexibility can be. Teams with stars outperforming relatively affordable contracts usually have a significant advantage when constructing complete championship-caliber lineups. LeBron appears to understand that reality. At this point in his career, another championship likely carries more value than adding millions to an already extraordinary career earnings total. The length of his contract also tells an interesting story. Many people immediately wondered, whether this could be LeBron's farewell season. But history suggests otherwise. Nearly every championship run during LeBron's career required time. His first season in Miami ended with a disappointing finals loss before winning championships afterward. His return to Cleveland followed a similar pattern, reaching the finals before finally defeating Golden State 1 year later. Even with the Lakers, his first season ended without a playoff appearance before capturing the NBA title the following year. LeBron himself has previously acknowledged that building championship chemistry takes time. That makes it difficult to believe he views this as only a 1-year experiment. If everything goes according to plan, he likely sees a 2-year championship window rather than a single all-or-nothing season. Still, talent alone doesn't guarantee success. Philadelphia would suddenly feature multiple established stars, each accustomed to being leaders. Joel Embiid has carried the franchise for years. Tyrese Maxey has developed into one of the NBA's brightest young guards. Jaylen Brown brings championship experience and proven leadership. Adding LeBron introduces another powerful voice into that locker room. Managing those personalities may become just as important as managing the games themselves. Championship teams require sacrifice, trust, and complete commitment from every player. LeBron has consistently embraced leadership throughout his career, but every locker room presents different challenges. Building chemistry among multiple superstars can take months, sometimes even years. Ultimately, LeBron's decision appears to reflect one final pursuit of greatness. Every move, every contract detail, and every roster decision points toward one goal: competing for another NBA championship before his remarkable career comes to an end. Whether this gamble delivers another title remains uncertain. Injuries, chemistry, and fierce competition will determine the outcome. But one thing is clear: LeBron isn't simply playing to extend his career. He's chasing history once again, hoping to add one final unforgettable chapter to one of basketball's greatest legacies. The biggest question surrounding this new-look Philadelphia 76ers team isn't whether they have enough talent. On paper, they absolutely do. The real question is whether all those personalities can actually coexist when the pressure reaches its peak. LeBron James has always been more than just the best player on his team. Wherever he goes, he naturally becomes the leader, the voice in the locker room, and often the face of the franchise. That's one of the reasons his teams have enjoyed so much success over the years. But leadership can also create tension, especially when other established stars are already used to being in charge. Take Joel Embiid, for example. For nearly a decade, Embiid has been the centerpiece of the Philadelphia 76ers. Every major decision has revolved around him. Every season has carried the expectation that he would finally lead Philadelphia back to championship glory. Whether fair or not, this has always been Joel's team. Now imagine LeBron walking into that locker room. Suddenly, every camera follows him. Every media question revolves around him. Team huddles naturally begin flowing through him. Coaches trust his basketball IQ, teammates listen when he speaks, and the spotlight immediately shifts. Not every superstar is comfortable with that. Joel Embiid has occasionally shown frustration throughout his career when expectations become overwhelming. He's emotional, passionate, and extremely competitive. None of those traits are necessarily bad, but they can become challenging when another alpha personality enters the picture. Then there's Jaylen Brown. Brown has built a reputation as someone who values leadership and independence. Throughout his NBA career, he's shown confidence in his own abilities and has often wanted opportunities to prove himself outside of someone else's shadow. Joining forces with LeBron creates the exact opposite situation. Instead of becoming the unquestioned leader, Brown would once again become part of a hierarchy where LeBron naturally commands the most attention. History tells us this kind of situation doesn't always end smoothly. One of the best examples is Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie and LeBron played together in Cleveland, they reached 3 straight NBA Finals and captured one of the greatest championships in league history during the unforgettable 2016 comeback against the Golden State Warriors. Despite all that success, Kyrie eventually requested a trade. Why? Because he wanted his own team. He wanted to prove he could win without constantly being viewed as LeBron's sidekick. Basketball wasn't the issue. Chemistry wasn't the issue. Personal identity became the biggest challenge. That's why Philadelphia's situation is so fascinating. No one is questioning the basketball fit. Talent has never been the concern. The challenge is whether every superstar is willing to sacrifice individual recognition for one shared goal. If everyone buys in, this could easily become one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA. If they don't, things could unravel much faster than people expect. The first season will likely determine everything. Championship teams aren't built overnight. Every LeBron-led contender has needed time to develop chemistry, establish roles, and build trust. If Philadelphia struggles early, the media pressure will become relentless. Every disagreement will become national headlines. Every frustrating loss will generate questions about leadership. Every missed shot will spark debates over chemistry. And that's before considering injuries. Joel Embiid's health remains the biggest wild card. When healthy, he's one of the most dominant centers basketball has ever seen. But staying healthy through an entire season and then surviving a deep playoff run has been one of Philadelphia's biggest challenges for years. If Embiid misses significant time again, LeBron may be forced into an expanded role. We've seen this before. During parts of his Lakers tenure, LeBron even spent stretches playing center, using his size, strength, and basketball IQ to anchor smaller lineups. While he's certainly capable of doing it in short bursts, asking a player entering his 40s to consistently battle elite centers isn't an ideal long-term solution. Fortunately for Philadelphia, the roster has more versatility than many people realize. Tyrese Maxey continues, developing into one of the NBA's most explosive guards. Jaylen Brown provides elite perimeter defense while contributing efficient scoring. The supporting cast offers valuable depth with players capable of filling important playoff roles. That flexibility gives head coach Nick Nurse multiple lineup combinations, depending on the matchup. Because of that, many analysts already consider Philadelphia one of the favorites in the Eastern Conference. Only the defending champion New York Knicks appear to have a stronger overall resume entering the season. The Knicks deserve that respect. Even after losing key rotation pieces, they remain one of the league's deepest and most balanced teams. Their chemistry has already been established, and they know exactly how they want to play. Philadelphia, meanwhile, enters the season with far greater upside, but also much greater uncertainty. If everything clicks, the Sixers could easily become the most dangerous playoff team in basketball. If chemistry becomes an issue, they could fall well short of expectations. Meanwhile, LeBron's departure has dramatically changed the landscape across the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers remain one of the league's strongest regular season teams and should comfortably remain near the top of the standings. The Miami strengthened its championship hopes with major roster improvements and now looks ready to compete deep into the playoffs once again. Golden State, however, suddenly faces a much more difficult road. Without landing another superstar, Stephen Curry will likely carry an enormous workload until Jimmy Butler fully recovers from injury. Asking a veteran superstar to shoulder that responsibility for several months is never easy, especially in the brutally competitive Western Conference. Then, there are the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron's exit created mixed emotions among the fan base. Some Lakers supporters remain grateful for everything he accomplished, including delivering the franchise's first championship in a decade. Others believe his time in Los Angeles produced fewer championships than expected. Regardless of opinion, one fact cannot be ignored. LeBron handled his departure in a way that actually helped the organization. By making his decision before free agency officially exploded, he gave the Lakers enough time to aggressively reshape their roster instead of being left scrambling after the market dried up. That flexibility allowed Los Angeles to pursue major upgrades. Walker, Kessler immediately strengthens their interior defense while giving Luka Doncic the perfect pick and roll partner. Quentin Grimes adds athleticism and perimeter scoring. Additional depth pieces improve both the bench and defensive versatility. Instead of entering a rebuild, the Lakers quickly pivoted toward building around Luka for both the present and the future. Ironically, both sides may have benefited from the split. LeBron gets another opportunity to chase history. The Lakers finally begin constructing a roster centered entirely around their next franchise superstar. As for Philadelphia, everything now comes down to one simple question. Can this collection of stars truly become a championship team? The talent is undeniable, the motivation is obvious. LeBron enters this chapter, determined to prove he can still lead another title run while adding one final legendary accomplishment. to his already historic career. But championships aren't won on paper. They require sacrifice, trust, chemistry, and health. 4 things that cannot be guaranteed no matter how talented a roster appears. If the Sixers find that balance, they could become the NBA's next dynasty. If they don't, this experiment could quickly become one of the league's biggest what-if stories. One thing is certain. The upcoming season has instantly become one of the most anticipated in recent NBA history. Every game, every storyline, and every playoff battle will be watched closely as LeBron James attempts to write one final championship chapter before his remarkable career comes to an end.